The bond between King Charles III and Prince Harry has been tested by public scrutiny and personal choices. Their relationship, once close, faced strain after Harry and Meghan's departure from royal duties in 2020. This move, known as Megxit, widened the emotional distance, exacerbated by interviews and Harry's memoir, Spare. The public disclosures challenged the monarchy's privacy, leading to a breakdown in communication. Despite shared moments of grief, the father and son remained distant, their lives unfolding on separate continents. A private meeting emerged as a fragile hope for reconciliation amidst prolonged estrangement. On a rainy September afternoon in 2025, the City of London seemed to slow under the steady drizzle, its historic streets glistening as people hurried by with umbrellas in hand. The weather set a sombre, reflective mood, perfectly matching the significance of the day. Prince Harry arrived at Clarence House for a private meeting with King Charles. The black car, its windows tinted against curious eyes, slipped quietly through the gates, drawing little attention from the few onlookers braving the rain. The low-key arrival signalled a potential reopening of communication between the estranged father and son. Security personnel moved with practiced efficiency, ensuring privacy as the gates closed behind the car, shutting out the world for what could be a pivotal conversation. The meeting was deliberately private, avoiding public fanfare, reflecting its personal nature. Curtains were drawn, and the usual bustle outside the royal residence was noticeably absent, underscoring the gravity of the occasion. Harry's visit to the UK was largely secretive, with this meeting being the most anticipated event. The press, huddled under umbrellas, waited in the rain, hoping for even a glimpse or a statement, but the atmosphere remained tense and expectant. The setting, a home filled with personal touches and family memories, was chosen to foster a more personal conversation. Inside, the walls were lined with photographs and mementos, reminders of happier times and shared history, creating an environment where reconciliation might feel possible. As the car disappeared behind the historic walls, anticipation grew for what this meeting might achieve. The world could only imagine the words exchanged within and whether old wounds could begin to heal. The world watched, aware of the chasm between them, hoping for a step toward healing. News outlets from across the globe broadcast live updates, underscoring the importance of this rare encounter between father and son. This quiet meeting marked a crucial chapter in their complex story. As dusk settled over London, the rain continued to fall, echoing the uncertainty and hope that lingered in the air, leaving the world waiting for what would come next. Inside the historic walls of Clarence House, a rare and intimate meeting unfolded between King Charles and Prince Harry. Away from the public eye and the ever-present scrutiny of the press, father and son sat down together for a private tea, a tradition steeped in British culture and royal custom. The simple act of sharing tea became a symbol of calm conversation, a gentle pause in the midst of turbulent times for the royal family. Their meeting lasted 55 minutes, significantly longer than their previous, much briefer encounter. In the world of royal schedules, where every minute is accounted for, this was a meaningful stretch of time. This extended duration allowed for more than just polite pleasantries. It offered a rare opportunity for father and son to engage in substantive discussion, perhaps addressing issues that have lingered unspoken for years. While the details of their conversation remain closely guarded, it is likely that the meeting touched on deeply personal matters, perhaps the king's health, recent family events, and the emotions that have shaped their relationship. The true significance of this meeting lies not in its length, but in the fact that it happened at all. It marked a subtle but important shift from carefully crafted public statements to genuine private dialogue. Sharing tea is a timeless human ritual, one that can soften hardened positions and open the door to understanding. In the quiet clink of china and the warmth of shared conversation, there is space for healing. For Charles and Harry, this hour together was a fragile beginning, a tentative step toward mending a relationship that has been tested by distance, disagreement, and the pressures of royal life. In choosing private reconciliation over public posturing, they signaled hope for a future where family bonds might be restored one conversation at a time. The meeting with Harry was just one part of King Charles's demanding day, emphasizing his dedication to duty. Despite his cancer treatment, the king remains committed to his constitutional responsibilities. His day included an investiture ceremony and a Privy Council meeting, showcasing his role as a sovereign. The meeting with Harry was framed as a personal moment within a day of public duty. This portrayal reassured the public of the king's health and capacity to reign. The message was clear: while family matters, the king's primary commitment is to his nation. In February 2024, Prince Harry made a sudden and highly publicized journey back to the United Kingdom, flying in from California to be by his father's side. The world watched as he landed at Heathrow, his arrival shrouded in both urgency and concern. This visit came in the wake of King Charles's shocking cancer diagnosis, news that sent ripples through the royal family and the nation. The brief meeting between father and son, lasting only 30 minutes, was a poignant and heartfelt show of support. Despite the brevity, the encounter was filled with emotion as Harry sought to offer comfort and solidarity during a difficult time. The public and media quickly took notice. Headlines across Britain highlighted the significance of Harry's return, framing it as a powerful gesture of a son's concern for his ailing father. Crowds gathered outside Buckingham Palace, reacting with empathy and hope for the royal family. Many saw the visit as a sign that, despite ongoing tensions and past disagreements, the bond between father and son could endure. Conversations on the streets of London reflected a sense of optimism, with people expressing hope that this moment might spark a new chapter of healing within the royal family. However, the reality was more complicated. While the February meeting was a step forward, it did not resolve the deep-seated issues that had built up over the years. Harry was seen walking alone, his thoughtful expression hinting at the emotional weight he carried. The visit, though meaningful, was not enough to bring about immediate reconciliation. Still, this encounter set an important precedent. It demonstrated Harry's willingness to put aside differences and be present for his father in a time of need. The groundwork was laid for a longer, more substantial meeting that would take place 19 months later, showing that the door to reconciliation remained open. Ultimately, this brief February encounter became a symbol of connection in a time of crisis. It reminded the world that even amid ongoing drama and unresolved conflict, family ties can transcend differences. In moments that truly matter, Harry showed that he was willing to prioritize family above all else. Public statements can complicate royal reconciliation, as seen after Harry's February visit. In a BBC interview, Harry expressed concern for his father's health, causing a stir at the palace. His comment, "I don't know how much longer my dad has," was seen as indiscreet. While relatable to many, it clashed with the monarchy's image of stability and privacy. The incident highlighted the clash between Harry's transparency and the royal family's discretion. It underscored the difficulty of navigating personal relationships within a public institution. Harry's words, born of love, reminded of the cultural divide separating him from his family. The tea at Clarence House was a hopeful step, but reconciliation faces challenges. Direct communication is key to healing deep wounds, allowing for empathy and understanding. Shared concern for King Charles's health provides common ground for rebuilding their bond. However, public revelations by Harry and Meghan caused a breach of trust, particularly with William. Reconciliation requires acknowledgement of pain and vulnerability, absent from public discourse. The logistical and philosophical divide remains, with Harry's life in America and the royal family's traditions. Bridging this gap requires new boundaries and a way to coexist peacefully. The tea was a start, but the journey to reconciliation is long and uncertain. The reunion between King Charles and Prince Harry unfolded under public scrutiny. The monarchy is a symbol of stability, and the rift within the family has concerned many. The public reacted with cautious optimism, hoping for reconciliation. Social media expressed relief at the father and son talking again, resonating with personal experiences. However, skepticism remains about whether a single meeting can undo past damage. The public's gaze adds complexity to private negotiations, as every move is analysed. The meeting was a signal to the kingdom that healing is being attempted. The tea at Clarence House may be pivotal in the House of Windsor's history. It marks a shift from public confrontation to private conversation, a step toward rebuilding trust. A united royal family is stronger, allowing focus on public service and charitable work. Healing the divide would present a cohesive front, reinforcing the monarchy's role as a unifying symbol. The path forward requires patience, empathy, and a willingness to forgive past hurts. Finding a balance between Harry's independence and the monarchy's traditions is crucial. The 55 minutes shared represent a beginning, a fragile seed of reconciliation. It suggests that even amidst conflict, the bond of family can offer a path to unity.